I still insist, there is no herbal plant which God Almighty have ever created under the sun which is more effective on the brain in terms of forgetfulness, in terms of memory loss, in terms of dementia, in terms of bipolar, in terms of any other brain disorder than this plant you can see on your screen. Yes, this plant you can see on your screen. This is one of the most common plants you can easily find here in Africa. And the good news is that it has so many features you can use to identify it with. The first feature is its flowers. Look at its beautiful multicolor, flowers. And right after the flower, the stalk of the leaf itself has this kind of tiny thorns. Therefore, if you are coming to pick it up, care must be taken. Otherwise, the thorn will just hurt you. So I suggest, or I prefer, you bring either your scissors to pick it or your hand gloves. Another feature you can use to identify it with is this berries, cluster of berries you can see. This one, when it riped, it becomes black. Now it is unripe. That is why you can see it green. When it finally gets ripe, you can see it red. And when it gets ripe, bears normally eat it very well. This plant you can see on your screen has a very common name, and the name is Lantana camara. Here in Ghana, it is called Anansi Dokuno. Anansi Dok. It grows virtually everywhere here in Africa, especially here in Ghana, along the street, at people's backyard. And when you go to some part of the world, you can easily find Lantana camara over there. Now, before I take you through what it does to the brain, if this happens to be the very first time you are watching us, kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel, or you have been watching our videos yet you haven't taken time to click on to the subscribe button. Please, I want you to do so. Okay, please, thank you very much for accepting to do that. And right after subscribing to the channel, click onto the notification bell you can see, and then you select all, so that anytime we bring you videos such as this one, you'll be the very first person to get notified. Lantana camara, as I indicated earlier, is the food for the brain. Therefore, anything that has to do with the brain, this plant is there for it. If you have a child whose performance in school is not up to the standard, anytime he or she comes back from class, the person forgets everything he or she has been taught, please get him or her Lantana camara tea. The same way, if you have an aged person from 60 years, 70, 80, 90, when a person gets to that stage, such people normally suffer from what we call dementia. They normally forget things so easily. Such a person may be having this cutlass in his or her hand, yet going around the house looking for it, disturbing you people. Where is my cutlass? Where is my cutlass? Meanwhile, the thing is in his hands. Such a condition or such a situation is called dementia. He or she has forgotten that, he is holding it. Some people even go a long way by forgetting the names of their of their family members. You can just enter the room and he or she will ask you, who are you? Meanwhile, you are his son or you are his daughter. But dementia has set in. He is losing the memory and everything is fading out. If you are having such a person in your family, please, this is the solution, Lantana camara. There is this brain disorder a lot of people normally don't take it serious, which is bipolar disorder. Bipolar is a brain disorder. It's a psychological disorder which is affecting millions of people. If you know someone with bipolar, I suggest this plant to such a person. And not only bipolar, depression. Depression is one serious health condition which is affecting a lot of people on this planet. So if you are highly depressed, or you know someone who is always in a depression moment, I suggest such a person, or you go for Lantana Camara, as you can see on your screen. And not only that, Parkinson disease. There is this disease called Parkinson disease, where you can see such a person will be having nervous problem. The person will be shaking, like you can see I am shaking. The head, the legs, the hand, every part of the body is shaking. It is called Parkinson disease. If you know someone who is having such a condition, Lantana Camara is the person's sure bet. As I said, this plant, God created it purposely for the brain. So anything that affects the brain, I can tell you by the grace of God, this plant will be able to solve it. All the person will have to be doing is to be consistent in what? In taking the tea of it. You only need the tea. Okay, you only need to prepare a tea of this leaf, and then you start taking it. It is one of the memory boosters you can ever find on this planet. So this one, whether you are young, whether you are old, and you want to have a very sharp memory, very sharp memory, you want a very good IQ, I prefer you go for Lantana Camara. One last benefit of Lantana Camara is someone who is suffering from mild stroke. Yes, it is very good for people who are suffering from mild stroke. If you know someone who is suffering from mild stroke, please kindly suggest Lantana Camara for such a person. And I believe by the end of this video, you would understand why Lantana Camara is so important. If you have it on your compound, please protect it. If you have it at your backyard, protect it. And make sure you always keep it, because one day it will be your saver. Now, how are you going to use the plant? Very simple. You only make a tea of it. So all you need to do is to just pick few of it. As I said, it has this kind of thorn, very sharp thorn. So if you are not careful, you might end up hurting yourself. So all you need to do is to either get a scissors or a hand gloves. You pick it carefully. So this one, I'm using a knife to pick it. So you pick it carefully. You can pick it together with the whole thorn, the whole stack, together with the flower and everything. Okay, you don't necessarily have to pick only the leaves, because the whole plant is also benefit. So I will suggest that you pick everything. So look at it. Look at how I'm picking it. So you pick it like this. Okay, you pick it. You pick it. So pick as many as you want. So if you are able to get a handful like this, wash it nicely. You have two options: either to dry it, for a few days under a sun, or you can just decide to cook it or to boil it freshly like this. Just wash it nicely, transfer it into your silver. A handful like this will go with at least about 500 to 600 ml of water. Let it be on fire for at least 10 to 15 minutes. After 10 to 15 minutes, then you cool it off fire, allow it to cool down, you carefully drain it, and then you can start enjoying it. If you are not a diabetic, you can choose to, sweeten it with 100% pure honey. I repeat, 100% pure honey, because there are so many artificial honeys on the market. That is why I am emphasizing on 100% pure honey. If you are not a diabetic, you can just sweeten it with 100% pure honey and you start drinking it. In the morning, you give your child a teacup of the tea in the morning before he or she set off for school. You too, you can also take 1 cup in the morning, 1 cup in the evening. 1 cup in the morning, 1 cup in the evening, as an adult or as a child. Maybe a child will go with half teacup, and you see. Continue giving the child the Lantana Camara tea, and avoid giving him or her sugary foods and dairy products. The sugar, the white sugar, is what is making the children of nowadays very, very dull in school. So if you have a child and you want such a child to become very, very sharp, you want the child to become very, very, open-minded, the memory of the child to become very, very sharp, whilst you are giving him, he or she, the Lantana Camara tea, you avoid giving he or she sugar and milk. Sugar and milk. Very, very important. So I guess you understand how the preparation method is going to be. Kindly forward this video or copy the link of this video, share to your friends, your family, and people around you. And do not forget also to smash the subscribe button. Yes, do that. It doesn't take anything away from you. You have been watching my videos all this while, but I can see you haven't taken time to what? To click onto the subscribe button. Why? Please, kindly do that for me. Okay? Yes, do that. Thank you very much for accepting to do so. And when you are done, there is a notification bell just there. Just click onto the notification bell, then you select all. Right after selecting all, what it means is that any video we will be posting subsequently, you will be the very first person to get notified. Try and leave your comment under the comment section and like this video as well. And until I see you again in the next one, have a nice day and take good care of yourself. Bye.